Okay. Okay. And I don't find my post. Ah, it's gone. It's not a problem. I can find it here again. Yes. So now we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this live. It's like a spontaneous live today, and I'm really pleased to be with Lindsey. Lindsey comes from USA, and we are going to speak today about how to fill our cup, how to be energized, inspired, the best version of ourselves as a mom. So thank you very much, Lindsey, to be with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's morning for you, right?
It is 9:30 a.m. where I am.
Do you have your coffee with you or something like that?
I have a smoothie.
Okay. So Lindsey, just let us know where are you from, because USA is big, and what do you do?
Absolutely. Yes. So I am located in Minnesota, which is right in the middle, but in that north part of the US. And I am a licensed therapist by trade, but I also work with women throughout the nation as well as worldwide as a women's empowerment coach.
Mm-hmm. And so you have done that during a while, but you decided to, and you started your business, your coaching business. And now you do that even more. So you focus only on mom, or do you focus on mom and children? What do you do exactly?
Absolutely. So a lot of my work really predominantly focuses on the moms, because I believe that when we focus on ourselves, we're not selfish. We're not bad moms. We're not a failure as a mom, but we're actually the mom that we want to be. We're that version of ourselves that we so want to be, right? I'm speaking on behalf of being a mom myself. I have two little ones. I have a 1-year-old and an almost 3-year-old. So the busy mom life, I get it. And also having a business, yep, that's me. So my exhaustion goes really low, and I need to figure out what I can do to not only take care of my children when my energy is low, but also have a relationship with them, because that's what I want. I want to have a relationship with them, and I want to connect with them, and I want to bond with them. But I also want to have a marriage that's strong too. Like I really want that at the core. I want a strong marriage, but then I also want to be strong myself. And I'm not selfish for saying that. I am just like, no, I have needs and wants and aspirations and desires of my life. I want to make them happen.
So you want to have it all, right? So
I
you
do.
want to have you strong woman and feeling good with you, with your body. You want to have strong emotional bond with your children. You want to have a great relationship with your husband, and on the side, a business running.
Absolutely. Because you know what? Here's the deal. This is what I so believe. A lot of my work started with children, and it started with supporting children. And children will call our bluff as parents. They will say, why would I do that? Mommy's not doing it. We need to set that example. So if I want my kids to be strong, confident, wholehearted, like healthy individuals, I must do it myself.
I fully agree with you. It's what I say all day long, and it's exactly what I have done with my life. Like if I stay in this kind of job, it's just exactly what I'm going to show my children. If I want them to be free and to take the job they want to take, so I have to do that by myself first, right? So there is no choice.
Yeah. And also then they'll come to us when they have those struggles in their future. Mom, how did you do this?
Yes.
And we can talk it through with them, and we can say, yeah, sometimes it was really difficult. Sometimes I doubted myself. Sometimes I was like, how on earth is this going to happen? But this is what I did. And they see that, and they get inspired, and then they want to make it happen for themselves. Like that would be my absolute dream for my boys.
Okay. So it's what you teach your clients. It's to have, so you call that to have a filled cup. So in order that if you feel yourself or if you feed yourself, so then you can do the same for your children, and on every level, emotional level and physical level as well. So how do you do that? So what is your principle?
Absolutely. Yeah. So a lot of my approach, it's really based on the brain. It's based on brain-based research. So Dan Siegel, um, he just does a lot of neurodevelopmental research. And it's really also developed based off the conscious discipline model as well. And what this talks about is it says we have different needs in our brain. So we have in three different parts. So the lower part is that survival part of our brain. And that's really designed to just keep us safe. So we're going to have that fight, flight, or freeze reaction. And we don't want to be there. That's where we're snapping at our kids. That's where we're crabby, or that's where we're just like leaving the room when they like need us. But we're not able to show up, or we're standing there like, I don't know what to do.
It's what one of my coach always say, that when the emotions goes up, the intelligence goes down. So, okay.
And the intelligence goes down because all of that is, we don't need that in that moment. We are just surviving in that moment. So what do we need to do to survive? Fight, flight, or freeze. And that's it. But that's survival. That's not parenting. That's not being the version of ourselves that we want to do. We can't do that there. We're just, if we're there and we're stuck there, we're just teaching our children how to survive.
How to stay there. Yeah.
Yep. And we're teaching them how to just stay there.
Yeah.
So I say, no. I don't want to stay there. And I don't want my children to stay there, because that's exhausting and we're tired and we're overwhelmed and
it's a bad communication then, because they are in this survival modus. You are there too, and then it's all, yeah, you fight or you flight or you freeze. So
yeah, because if someone is there, this is a principle I say and I speak to a lot, is if someone's in their survival, the only thing they can do is pull you down as well. So if we're in our survival, the only thing we can do is pull our children down, pull our spouse down, pull our other coworkers down, pull their friends down, whoever it is in our life. So like you said, we're in this conflict, yelling, screaming, people leave. It's like this awful place.
Yes.
Communication, that doesn't happen. Yelling does, screaming, saying hurtful words, that does happen when we're here. But that's not the place to live.
So how do you do to come here?
How do we get out? Absolutely, right? And it's like, and that's what I love about the approach I created, is it's just black and white. And it says your survival, it needs calm. So what calming strategy are you going to do? So mamas out there, what's your known calming strategy? Is it you go and get a coffee, or you go for a walk, or you just listen to music? What is that known calming strategy that actually works for you? Go and do that. If you notice yourself in that survival, go and do that, because that's what your brain needs to experience calm.
I love that. It's really to ask, okay, it's a simple question, right? So, okay, what is the calming strategy for you to work right now? And this question is so simple. You can ask this question to your children as well. So like my almost 7 years old had a lot of emotions. And then the only question is, okay, what could calm you right now? So I think he would be able to process it. Maybe not at the moment, but if we ask the question over and over and over again, so at some point, okay, I know I have to, it does it, but indeed, so.
And the best part as a mom, and a lot of my work, and I've done a lot of extensive parent coaching with people, which is something I do offer, but it's knowing, okay, mama, you need to model this. Because if you're in survival and you're using this strategy, guess what? Your kids are going to do the same. They're going to see what you're doing. They're going to see, oh, mom stopped screaming or like confused as heck, and she did something. Like they notice that shift, and they'll say, oh, mommy did that and that worked. I'm going to try that too. And your kids can get out of survival because you modeled that, you encouraged them, you inspired them to get out as well.
So the first step is finding a calming strategy.
Yes. Yep. So that's the first step. And then once we're out of that survival, well done, super huge because we don't want to be there. We get out. Then we're in that emotional part of the brain. And that emotional part, it's called the emotional because our emotions are in control. So let's say, for example, you're hungry, or let's say your kid is hungry. What are we going to see? Ha! Mommy, mommy, mommy. Like, they're not in survival yet. They're in the like, I'm hungry, but I don't know how to communicate that to you. Even us as adults, we don't know how to communicate that. We're opening and closing the cabinets. We're looking for food. The fridge is opening and closing. And then we're like, like, what's going on? Where is it? So our behavior and our thoughts are all controlled by that emotion of hunger. So we're opening, closing, that's the behavior, or the thoughts is like, there's nothing in here. I'm not going to be able to eat. Like we're so highly focused on that. But really what it is we're feeling hungry. We don't know what to do with that feeling of hunger. So what I do is I coach people and help people see, what can you do with this hunger? Because when you figure that out, you can acknowledge it. Because the truth is, and this is what I find so happens every time with my clients, is if we avoid those feelings, and this is based on that research as well, if we avoid those feelings, we drop back to our survival. We just got out. Don't go back there.
That's not the right way. We want to go up, not down.
We do. So you have to sit and you have to be able to feel those feelings. So hunger is a little bit easier. It also means we got to sit with sadness. We got to sit with hurt. We have to sit with grief. We have to sit with worry.
With different emotions. Sometimes it's like a mix of emotions. So it's all even more complicated to find out what it is, right?
Yes. And that's where my skill set as that therapist background comes in, because I'm not scared of those feelings for you. No, I'm going to sit with you. And largely why you struggle with that piece, because that's really at the core for a lot of people, why they struggle with that, is because they haven't had someone there to support them in those feelings.
Yeah.
So that's where I come in, is to support you and to help you learn how to do it. Because once you learn how, you can do it for yourself.
Yeah, I fully agree with you.
Regulation is a learned skill. You're not born with it. You're taught it. And if you weren't taught it from your parent or another caregiver in your life, you struggle with that. That's why. But it's never too late. You can always learn it.
That's
You
good.
can mature in it and you can grow in it. And once you can do that, then you can stop that cycle for your children and they can learn it from you too. So they're not going to struggle with that.
Okay.
Teach
So that means that your method is first finding a calming method, then being aware of the emotion and accepting the emotion.
Yep.
And not being afraid or not pushing them away, because if you push them away, so they are going to grow, or you go back in the first stage and you don't want to. And then to go here, so in the last part, so in the cortex brain, what do you do?
Yes. Yep. So we got one extra little step in the emotional state. The next little part is we have fears that come up, right? Fears often is, I'm a failure as a mom, or I'm not worthy of this, or I'm not loved enough, or all of these things. And what we have to do is we have to tackle those as well. And we had to speak the truth to that. So we either need to speak the truth to ourselves, or we need to pull in people in our life that can speak that truth to us. So we have people in our life that are go-to support people. We need to go to those people and have them speak that truth, that true identity that we are. Or remind yourself of moments where you were a stellar mom, or that you did rock it out. Like, you did a great job. You were there supporting your child. Remind yourself of that truth, because when you do that, you silence that fear. And if fear, you know what? No. You don't have control of me anymore. I'm not going to let you control me, because what happens when we let that fear control us, we drop to that survival as well. We're like, I can't handle this. So We need to say, no, we can handle this. We have the ability in us. Like, mamas, you can do these things. You've done it many times before. So remind yourself of that truth that you can do it. And then when you do that, you then say, you start to have this hope in you. That's like the most exciting part when I get there with my yes, it's so fun because they're like, okay, what can I do now? And I go, great. Yes. What can you do now? What's coming up? What thought is coming up in your head? What action do you want to do? And they say, I want to do this. I said, great, do it. They do that. That's what pops them up to this executive part of their brain. That's where they say, I can do this. And then they start to ask questions of, what else can I do? I could do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And the possibilities
Exactly.
start to,
Exactly. Yeah, the creativity and the resources are there. Yeah.
and then there's tools that I support and I teach people to have keep you here, right? You worked so hard out of survival, out of the emotional. Now you're here.
Stay
I don't
here.
keep up and down. Like, so there's tools and there's strategies to help keep you there as well.
Okay. Okay, great. So how do you do that? Do you have live courses, or how do you process that?
Yeah, so I have a couple options right now. Next week, Tuesday, I have a workshop that I'm offering, and it's titled the Fill Your Cup Workshop. So, kind of what I just outlined, but I'm going into much more detail and much more like case examples, and really going to help guide you into understanding how to fill your cup up. So, you can get from survival to your emotional to your executive. So that's a course, or that's a workshop I'm offering next week. So I'll give you the link and feel free to sign up for that. Um, but all our options as well is I do have an online course. It's a 6-week program where I teach
Okay.
people in much, much more detail of how to really get there and also how to stay here. So that really that extra piece of staying there, it's hard work, but it's simple. It's black and white, and there's just tools that you need to be taught how to use so you can do it. Uh, and then if some people need more additional support, I do offer one-on-one coaching as well. It's a little bit more of an investment because um, it's time and it's energy. But for people to know, I don't take on a lot of clients. I intentionally do that because I put my heart and energy into the work that I do with people. Because for me, I know that my cup can only stay full if I have a smaller amount of people that I'm pouring into. Because otherwise my cup's like drip, 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 like pouring out everywhere, and then my cup's empty.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be there because I need to be up here to teach you guys how to get up here. So I have to be very intentional of how I do that.
So if we come back to having a full cup, so the outcomes or the benefit of having a full cup, being a mom. So one is that we feel better. We are not stuck in this survival mode, but there is some other aspect, right? So I think so. When we have this full cup, what happened? What are the outcomes?
Yeah. The most beautiful part, right? What happens is I see people have this spark on their face. Right? Like, I love that. That is
Yeah.
the most thrill for me. There's this spark, there's this joy, there's an excitement about life again. There's also this discovery. So many of the women I've worked with say, I don't know who I am. I feel like I lost myself. Guess what? When you're here, you get to discover yourself and
Yeah.
discover this
And your
version.
power.
Yes, there's power there. And there's a spark, there's inspiration. So really, as a mom, you get to inspire your kids. Like, you get to be that inspiration for your kids. They get to say, I want to be like mom. Like, that's what happens when you're there. Your relationships are stronger with your kids, with your spouse, with other people. Your self-esteem is increased. But you also just make really incredible memories with people. You're present in the moment. You're not distracted by other things. Um, but you're really like, I think about it when I'm there, I'm actually out playing with my kids and we're fully engulfed in the play. and we're having fun and we're laughing and we're joking and we're having a really good time. When I'm not there, what's the opposite look like? I'm like on my phone, or I'm thinking about these other things I have to do and thinking about my to-do list. Like I'm not really playing with them. That's not a memory I want to create with them.
Yeah, so that means when your cup is full, so that means that you are more in the present moment. So your intention and your attention is there right now. So it's more vivid, it's more intense, it's more colorful, and then you can enjoy that even more. For me, because I do a lot of meditation, so I really love to be in the present moment, because I think really that gives you space and that reduces your level of stress. And then you are even longer in this moment, or where your energy is high. And when your energy is high, you can do even more in one day. So it's like the time is expanding a bit. So it's really difficult to describe, but everybody who sense that, that I understand that. Yeah.
Well, no, I would say it's hard to describe, but what it is when you're here in the survival, your productivity, it sucks.
Exactly.
It's really low. The higher you go up, the productivity gets better. When you're here, your productivity is vast, it's fast. You can get your stuff done so you can have time with your family, or you can have time to rest or time to do whatever the heck you want to do. And you're not just, because here you're surviving and everything takes forever and you're just, I have to do this and have to do that. Like frantic. It's so exhausting.
So for me, I call that freedom. So because when I am in this state, I feel free. How do you call that?
I describe it as feeling calm, confident, and connected. So calm in yourself, really grounded in who you are. So a lot of that mindfulness, but not just relying on the environment to remind us that we're safe or to remind us that we're calm, but really feeling it at our core. Feeling confident in ourselves that we can handle whatever does come our way. And then also connected to our loved ones and to others that we want to be connected with, but they feel that connection. It's not this facade or this fake version.
Yeah, exactly. It's the true self. Yeah. Authentic self. Thank you very much for sharing your know-how and your technique as well. So I think that we all understood that it's finding the calming technique, and then it's acknowledging our emotions and taking care of them, not pushing them away, and then slowly go back at what can I do in this kind of situation, and all the solutions are coming. And what you said as well, I like it as well. It's really to go and ask for support or ask for the connection with other people. I think that is really helping a lot. I can see that in my courses where parents can connect together and say, oh yes, but we are like-minded. So, and it's what we told together just before, like we have different culture, we have different mother tongue, but we have the same problems. We are all connected anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. And we just need that support from one another at times. And it doesn't mean that we're inadequate. It doesn't mean that we can't handle these things on our own. Come on, our children rely on us at times. So if we're going to help them see that they can rely on us, we have to rely on other people. Otherwise, they're not going to rely on us. They're not. They're going to be like, Mom, like I said, they're going to call your bluff and be like, I don't need to listen to you.
Yes,
like,
I agree with you.
And it's like, we need to model that and model that for your children, because when we do that, we're just strengthened and we come up to this part of our brain, which I want my children to be here. I also want to be there. So we must do it ourselves first to model it for our children.
Exact. So it's going to be the word, the end word, or the word of the end. Thank you very much. So I'm going to put the link under the video. So if you looking at us want to be part, so next week you are going to do one. Are you going how much do you do this kind of workshop? It's like every 2 months, or do you have a rhythm?
I haven't decided how often I want to do the workshops. But let's say, you guys might be in different time zones. That's okay. There'll be a recording of it as well.
Okay.
So if whoever purchases it will get the full recording of it as well. So there'll be lots of extra support with that too.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So just register now, because we don't know next time we are going to see one of yours. So it's the right moment to do that now. Thank you very much. And I wish you a nice day then.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.